Hey there guys, welcome back to What Cheers. I'm Nick as always. Tonight we're going to take a look at the first ever beer from Other Half that I'm going to review on this channel, and I've been looking forward to this for a while. I first saw these guys being reviewed on Darwin's channel, Darwin's Beer Reviews, and that was several months ago, and I just was like, I have to try this brewery because they just sounded like they were killing it, and they sounded very similar to the New England style, the Treehouse, the Trillium. So, you know, months later, fast forward, I have gotten to try their beers at Extreme Beer Fest, and at when I actually went down to New York City, I got to try their beers on tap. And then just most recently, they came up and did the collaboration with Trillium, and they had a tap takeover where I got to try a lot of their hoppy beers all in one place, including this one that I'm about to review. So that was really, really cool. And yeah, they're just killing it. Other Half is only like a year and a half old. They're super, super young, and they've really just blown up from word of mouth. Everyone that goes there is just digging their beers, and they're just exploding with popularity because they're just killing it. Especially in the hoppy category. So the reason I have this beer to review is that I got a message out of the blue by a gentleman named Charles, who I guess he's been a long time viewer and fan of my reviews, and he just reached out to me and said, hey man, I really appreciate what you're doing, and you're spending the time, you know, you're doing these longer reviews that not many people are doing, and I really want to, you know, send you something as a show of my appreciation. And I was totally, you know, humbled and flattered by that. You know, I know my reviews do run on, but I do try to pack in a ton of information for, you know, first-time viewers, for people who want to know all the details. And so, you know, I really appreciate that, and it was just very humbling for him to reach out to me. So thank you, Charles, for sending me this box of amazing, amazing beers that I get to review and share with you guys. It really means a lot to me. And also, at the same time I'm recording this, a gentleman by the name of Matt is another fan of the show who's going to be doing a trade with me, and he's sending me some more of these Other Half beers as well. So I want to give Matt a big thank you as well, because I know Matt is going to be watching this, and he's sending me some Other Half brews as well. So as I said, Other Half is just pretty brand new to the scene. They've only been around for a year and a half, and they just started canning their beers in the spring, I believe. And this is their Nelson IPA, single hop Nelson. They do a series of these IPAs that are all single hopped. I'm assuming it's the same base beer for every single one, and then hopping it with the different hop varietal. And I believe that they canned this once or twice before. They just started canning these though not too long ago, and it is very reminiscent of the early Treehouse canning runs, where they just had a sticker that they had plastered on the can. So I really, really dig this. I know some of Other Half's beers do have permanent labels, but I like that this is very like rudimentary. It's very like just raw, and it's just slap a sticker on it and there it is. So I'm super stoked about this, guys. Nelson Sauvin from New Zealand obviously is one of my favorite hops. It's a very, very sought after hop to get, and a lot of breweries want to brew with it because it's just incredible. And so I'm sure this beer doesn't come around too often. So it's definitely a special treat to review a Nelson IPA, especially from a brewery that is killing it in the hoppy beer category like Other Half. So this one was canned on July 13th, and at time of reviewing, it's August 11th, 12th. So it is just about a month old, and I heard that these fade the quickest, and this was canned, you know, the longest ago. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack into this. It's been out of the fridge for about a half hour now. Perfect temperature to get right into it. So without further ado, guys, let's crack open the Other Half Nelson IPA. I cannot wait. All right, got the Nelson poured out, guys. Let's get a look at this beer. We got a really crazy head on this one. About a 2-finger head that's dissipating really fast, but there's all kinds of bubble action going on in this one. The head is crazy. I mean, there's really big bubbles just kind of bursting here, medium-sized bubbles, small bubbles. I'll see if I can swirl this around and get some action here. Yeah, just a very like light, fluffy head to this one. Pretty white, and there it goes. It's just starting to dissipate now pretty fast for 7%. Can definitely see some lacing on the glass. Very little alcohol legs, and now it's just like a 1-finger head of a fluffy kind of white head. Let's get a look at the appearance, guys. It is definitely hazy. Yeah, all the way through, completely opaque. Not like super thick hazy, but it's got a full haze throughout the beer. You can't see to the other side at all. And it's sort of a medium color, golden honey color. Yeah, medium golden, I'd say. Definitely an orange kind of tone to it. You can see the carbonation a little bit, but away from the light, super dark, deep golden honey color to this. Deep dark orange almost, but very, very nice looking beer. Let's go ahead and get an aroma on the Nelson IPA. Super excited, guys. Oh my God, wow. Oh my God. Oh, I love Nelson Sauvin. I just reviewed a couple Nelson beers before this. This is why I'm reviewing this one now too, just to see, you know, but this is absolutely incredible. This smells exactly how Nelson Sauvin should. It's got that white grape, white wine characteristic. Sauvignon Blanc obviously is what it's going, you know, what it's reminiscent of. Peach, definitely getting like peach skin, some kiwi notes. Yeah, really bright citrusy notes, tropical fruits, a little bit of mango, passion fruit, that kind of thing. You know, there's really not much earthiness to it, or really any kind of like pungent dankness to it. It's just very white wine-ish. That's the best way to describe when you have a good Nelson beer like this one, a good single hop Nelson. Yeah, it just really showcases that sweetness of the white wine characteristics, white grape, with a little bit of like a acidic citrus tone to it. But this does not smell dank, earthy, anything like that. Just white wine. Amazing stuff, guys. They absolutely nailed it so far with the aroma. Let's get a sip. Cheers. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Wow. Wow, that's fucking amazing. My God, that's so good. Jeez, thank you so much for sending this, man. I really appreciate it, Charles. The aroma was amazing. You know, it was a little subdued, like it was there, but you had to reach for it a little bit. But man, this thing delivers on the flavor tenfold. Right up front, huge blast of a bright citrus, almost acidic, like citrus kind of tones. That white grape, that white wine, really like you're drinking a Sauvignon Blanc. This thing finishes so dry, bone dry, and just hop flavor on your tongue. No bitterness, the slightest bit of bitterness, but pretty much no bitterness. Just super, super dry finish to this one. I mean, it's clean. It comes with a full package of flavor, totally coats your palate, and then it flies away. Incredible stuff, guys. I mean, seriously. It has a beautiful sweetness throughout, but it's just a mild sweetness throughout, just enough to make it, you know, juicy. But really, those white wine characteristics are coming on strong. And again, like with the nose, I don't really pick up too much earthiness. Maybe just the slightest hint. But there's no real earthiness or dankness to this. This is just the Nelson Sauvin hop executed to perfection. I mean, seriously. This is everything you want when you get a fresh Nelson Sauvin beer to be. At the time of reviewing this, I just reviewed a single hop Nelson from Treehouse called Harmony. And that was a single IPA as well. And that was way too bitter, way too earthy. And I was really disappointed because it's surprising, you know, from Treehouse. And this one is just on fucking point. I mean, this is like a month old from canning, and it's just perfection right now. Absolute perfection. The flavor just lingers on your tongue too. Of all the whatever the, you know, flavors from the Nelson Sauvin, it's all just sitting on your tongue with a lot of hop bite to it as well. Carbonation on this is a little spritzy. It's like medium carbonation, but it's super spritzy. Moves the beer along really well. It's smooth. It's got a pretty medium, higher side of low, lower side of medium creaminess to it. It's not super creamy, but it has a creamy mouthfeel to it for a single IPA. But man, those after flavors, so good. So good. This thing is crushable, guys. 7%. I don't smell it. I don't taste it. I don't know where the alcohol is. It's not in this beer. It's somewhere else. Nelson Sauvin is intoxicating. If you guys don't like Nelson Sauvin, there's something wrong with you. If you're a craft beer lover, you have to like Nelson Sauvin. I'm telling you. It's so fucking balanced. It's incredible. It's, again, I can't express enough. It's the Nelson Sauvin hop brewed to perfection. It can't get better than this. It can't. Wow. So good, guys. I'm going to sip on this for another few minutes and think about it and let it warm up just a little bit more, but it's perfect temperature right now. Yeah. All right, guys, I'll be back with my final thoughts and score for the Other Half Nelson, but what a great first review of their beers to start off on, because this is just amazing. All right, guys, so for the Other Half Nelson IPA, this beer is absolutely wonderful. It really showcases the Nelson Sauvin hop exceptionally well. As it's warmed up, though, however, you know, the aroma still is 100% Nelson. I mean, it's got that acidic white wine kind of characteristic to it, you know, citrusy fruits, a little bit of tropical fruit as well, a little bit of like kiwi. It's really, really good on the aroma too. But what's happened with the taste is that it starts off sweet and very tropical and white wine kind of characteristics to it, but then it goes into this chewy, dank hop matter kind of thing, which is not bad at all. That's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I didn't get that when it was colder. It finished a little bit less aggressive and a little bit just cleaner, but this one's still really, really amazing. After you swallow, though, you're left with all the hops on your tongue, like I said earlier in the review when it was colder, except now it feels like you could chew on them. It's like it's so drying. It's very green tasting, just very intense hop, vegetal kind of thing going on, you know, just pungent hops on your tongue. You could chew them, but dankness a little bit, you know, that whole thing. But honestly, guys, this is a phenomenal IPA. On Beer Advocate right now, this has a measly score of a 90, which I think is just outrageously low. A 90 for this beer is not going to happen here. This is definitely higher. I'm not sure how high. I've been toying with it, so hang tight with me while I figure out my score, but it's pretty much perfect. It could use a little more mouthfeel to it, a little less of the drying, like the super drying dank, like chewing on hops kind of flavor, but all right, I'm gonna go 98. I'm gonna go a solid 98. This is just on the threshold of being like mind blown, mic drop, everything like that. It's still absolutely incredible, guys. A 98 is a really, really great score for me. Yeah, I just think this beer is fantastic. It's one of the better Nelson Sauvin IPAs you could probably ever get, to be honest with you. I mean, these beers just don't pop on the shelves or just come out like randomly. So yeah, if you can get your hands on this beer, whether it's in a growler at the brewery, whether it's on tap, whether it's in the next can release, please definitely get your hands on this Nelson single hopped IPA from Other Half. I am so grateful to get to try these beers. I have a bunch more Other Half beers to review, but this is just right up there with the best of what's going on in New England. And props to these guys, because this is really, really great stuff. So yeah, look forward to more reviews from me from Other Half. And I'm so excited to get to review a bunch of their stuff, because I've seen Darwin's reviews and they've just been great. So thanks a lot, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next beer review real soon. Thank you very much again to Charles for sending this, and thank you to Matt, because I know you're sending me some stuff as well. So cheers, guys. I'll see you in the next beer review. Let me know what you think of the Nelson IPA if you've had it, and any other beers from Other Half. Until next time, cheers. Cheers.